Thank you for being here, everyone. My name is Abhi Sarkar, and I am based out of Philadelphia. My studio specializes in multicultural weddings and also portraits. We do family, fine art, maternity in my studio space, but weddings being one of the main biggest focus of the studio. So with weddings and actually if you can expand on it a little bit with corporate events and other galas and all, one common um, run of show item is usually like the cocktail hour, right? Sometimes we will start the event with this. Sometimes if you're doing a wedding, then the reception starts with this. And we are all familiar with pictures like these. Nothing artistic. It's just about having people in front of your lens, all happy, all striking a pose, where almost candid most of the times, simple, straightforward flash photography sometimes, it's like decent lighting. But what I mean to say is it's nothing artistic, but it's always there. Sometimes we look forward to it as a photographer, sometimes it is tedious. But one thing that's common, no matter what the kind of gig is, these kind of shots are often followed up by a request like something like this, where they'll hand you the phone, a cell phone, and ask you either you or a photo or another guest, depending on how approachable you look. If you are like, nice and smiling, and they're like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. They'll give you the phone to you, and then sometimes turns into you get receiving 5, 10 different phones and trying to take the same picture. But why do you think like they always ask for that? They are not getting the same lighting that you provide on your professional setup, but yet they're always looking for that one picture on their phones. The simple reason being they want to share it online right away. They don't want to wait. They don't care if it's not lit properly. They really want to share it right away. Now, with that always being the scenario, have you ever imagined that could we convert that situation into an opportunity to add more revenue to yourself? So, what am I talking about? It's basically turning mundane cocktail hour pictures into something that you could, sell or even add an additional revenue to your revenue stream. So how do you do that? That's where we come in. That's where we're talking about what Zeno has come up with as a solution and has been working really great. So imagine you're at this event, you're at the cocktail hour, the photographer takes the picture, and you offer a QR code. And this QR code can be displayed in multiple ways. You can have it on you, you can have it like a sticker or a printout spread out on the cocktail hour tables. And all they have to do is scan the QR code, and there's no waiting involved. They are right away receiving these images on their phones. Won't that be lovely? I mean, how do we monetize that? We'll talk about that in a bit. But before this, there has not been anything so seamless where you shoot and literally within a few seconds, the guests can access the photos in a nicely designed gallery. So that's where Zeno Instant comes in, and that's the solution Zeno Instant provides. So with that, basically what we're talking about is a setup where your phone is connected to your camera through the USB-C or micro USB. I think pretty much all brands use USB-C at this point. And while you're shooting, it automatically uploads to the Zeno Instant app onto a gallery, which the guests or attendees can see, like you see on the right side of the screen, like that. Now, I have the setup right here as well. So it's basically your regular camera setup with hardware which allows to mount the phone on the side, and you have the wires going from the side. So it's as simple as that. So it's not disrupting you, it doesn't require a lot of setup, it's not disrupting your regular hardware. you are setting up the whole event beforehand on the Zeno Instant app. And then during the event, basically every shot you take, it's getting uploaded right away. Now you have a lot more control of selecting to automatically upload while you're shooting, or you can select. In my personal opinion, the automatic upload is what wows the guests because they are getting it, and they'll know there'll be a few blinkers here and there, which is completely fine. You can get rid of them later after the event to deliver the final gallery, but they are getting it right away when the automatic upload is on. Isn't that a cool feature that, and so far, nothing has been this seamless, straight from your camera, without any interaction, without any forced interaction with the guests themselves. All they have to do is scan the QR code. They're on the gallery, and they can then access those images from there.
Hey,
So
Abhi, can you
yeah,
go back to the previous slide?
yeah.
Can we talk about where like the events that you use Zeno Instant, where you find the most value, or like situations where you find that like very specific, like where do you find
Yeah,
it
yeah.
works the best?
Great question. So basically, let's say, cocktail hour is cocktail hour. I mean, I saw a few of you do weddings, few of you do private events and corporate events. So when the cocktail hour kicks in, you are just walking around taking a few pictures of the attendees, the group pictures from different guests. So you can always upsell or add on as an additional service to your existing clients. Say, hey, I have an idea. Do you want your guests receiving these group pictures during the cocktail hour right away so that they can share? You can even add the couple's initials as a logo, the date, and other things that you can do with this, which they can. So it's basically um, they'll be sharing their excitement from the wedding day right away with
Mhm.
professional quality images instead of sharing it from their phones, right?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. If in the best lighting situation, phones can do great job, but it's not the same everywhere. This is consistent. Everyone looks the same. The quality is same. And at the same time, there are opportunities that we can talk about where you can actually add your own branding and you'll have an opportunity to spread your name as well with each and every guest that's attending that event. All right, so let's dive into the process a little bit more. So basically, you're taking the picture, guests scan the QR code, they see the gallery, they are able to access the gallery. Now, the access can be controlled in different ways. I'm just going to briefly go with an overview of that. Open access means anyone with the QR code can access the entire gallery and they can see the gallery being updated live. As soon as you add on a few more images, the counter shows up on the phone and it says new images added or like that. And so they can just click on it and it gets refreshed right away. Then the other great option that Zeno Instant includes is selfie access, which basically means guests can only see their images with the help of facial recognition. So they can take a selfie of themselves, and the gallery will only show images that match that face. So that's a quick way of accessing all the images from that gallery. And then while scrolling through the gallery, also you get the option, the faces pop up, which many of you might be familiar with this feature. Other gallery providers have similar features where the faces pop up. So you click on the face, then it pulls all the images that match that face. And then you can also restrict it with password protection so that only few selected guests, selected target audience accesses the gallery with that password. And I think there is a use case scenario for every style and every option here. And then each option has, its own purpose, basically. So, you know, on top of that, imagine this scenario. Like, you look at the images on the left, right? Uh, so you're looking at studio quality images of guests that are showing up at cocktail hours, right? We are doing it right at the beginning of the cocktail hour. You can even set yourself up like a step and repeat setup as well to kind of create the idea of like a portrait station. So they have to walk through you. Now imagine this. Most families get together for occasions like weddings, right? They dress up, they're coming to the reception, they're coming to the cocktail hour. Even before they have started, enjoying themselves, you get them, you deliver a studio style portrait right on their phones, right then and there. They're all dressed up, they're all together, they look nice, they're not tired yet from partying, and this is what they're going home with. In addition to that, you can actually brand the whole thing. So you can add, like if you're doing a wedding, you can, as I keep mentioned earlier, you can add the initials as a customized logo. You can add your own logo, which is a big deal because you are what from the people who wanted to increase sales right from the event itself, right? How is have you found a different way instead of where you have to just go and talk to people and say, okay, you are the photographer, you are the photographer, this is doing the job for you. Everyone goes home, they see the name there. This is completely optional, depends on how you want to do it. And then if you're doing corporate events or school portraits or any other sponsored events, you can add all those logos as well. There are different ways of doing the logo as a banner or individual logos that can be added on the bottom and positioned differently. A lot of options in the setup itself. Now imagine if you compare this with something like a photo booth, right? Uh, Photo booth images don't really go anywhere. They are fun to do. They are amazing. They come out as strip, and then where do they mostly end up? They end up on your refrigerator at most. But I've had feedback when families have come up to me and asked for prints of these so that they can put it on their walls because these are pretty decent quality. These and before you even think that this might affect if you are a portrait photographer as well, which I am myself, this will affect your other business. It won't actually. There are limits to in terms of how much you're editing these, right? Because these are being delivered right away, and they understand it. But at the end of the day, they can actually buy these photos later after the event from you without any watermarks in the highest quality. So that's where the this feature of having a store connected to Zeno Instant is pure gold basically. Zeno has amazing print products, so they take care of all the production and shipping and everything. 0% commission to them. You keep all the revenue from there. You can set your price, but more to me, the biggest thing is I get more contact points with possible future clients, which would take me a lot more work, a lot more different ways of doing it. But this is just doing the job for you. Your logo is out, you're giving them a reason to come back to you, you're giving them a reason to reach out and buy something from you. Um, just add a charming personality to that. You're not going to be forgotten after that. So everyone will remember you from this event. So that's I think the one some of the biggest features of Zeno Instant. So, you
Avi,
can,
can we go back to the previous slide? I just want to,
yeah,
can we build on something?
yeah, go ahead.
The growing the leads section where
Yeah,
we can collect emails, essentially kind of the thought process of a CRM.
yeah,
Can we go in a little bit more detail on like maybe an example that you've done in the past where you're collecting emails and then how you reached out to those people after the fact, like something like a very specific scenario where you were trying to contact the group for something, or just give the audience a little more insight into like a strategy of how they can reach out to their to the attendees after the fact.
absolutely. So, first, I want to be very clear. This is completely optional. You can set that do you need to capture their email or not. There is a use case scenario for both versions. Like if you are doing let's say a wedding event, the cocktail hour, I personally, again, I would say personally speaking, in my experience, the least amount of barrier to entry you put, the more people are wowed by it, and the more they use it, your name goes out more. However, let's say you're doing a gala, right? An awards gala or a corporate event. There, they don't have that expectation and it doesn't slow anything down. But you can always get those, capture those leads, capture those emails at least. Like, let's say, in my case, I would say when I did a corporate gala, I was meeting the sales reps from different venues or different institutions, and they are the people I want to be in connection with, because once you make that one connection, who they because in corporate world they repeat the same event every year, right? So you make that one connection, and they don't even think twice about who to reach out to for business, right? For the next event. So that's where this comes in really, really handy. You capture those emails. You can always reach out, send out a thank you code. You can always not a thank you code, like a thank you message,
Yep.
but you can also send out discount coupons or credits for buying prints and stuff like that from the store itself. So that's yeah, like it's intentional, yet it looks like a very good gesture from the guest or the client perspective. So that's where I think if you're I'm not great at email marketing myself, but if you are good, then that's it. You are getting another source of your collecting emails instead of having to set up a whole lead capture system through landing pages and stuff like that. So the that's definitely a great feature for this.
Right. That's helpful. I just wanted it to be clear. Just there's a lot of nuance when it comes to collecting emails and how to do it, when it's
Yeah.
appropriate, when it's not appropriate. And the best way, like the best practices if you are looking to sell to your attendees, clients, like there's strategies that work far better than others. So you were able to answer that, and I just wanted that to be clear. So thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So basically, I mean, this is one of the real examples that I'm showing you on the left side. It's a screen capture of my own phone from influencer awards program that I covered. I work with Philadelphia Magazine a lot here in Philly, and I set up a small portrait booth kind of setup right at the entrance, and these are all influencers, and what do they love the most? They love sharing images right away the most. That's what they do. And it seemed completely apt that they were just showing up, getting pictures taken. The Philly Mag has their logo on it. They could add in their sponsor logos on it. And then basically, in turn, they're getting the images. I deliberately took all vertical crops so that they can share on Instagram like they usually do. And what are they sharing with it? If they forget to tag you, at least they're sharing your logo with it, right? So that's the goal. And on top of that, a lot of us get opportunities to make connections by offering services for different events and all that. Um, just because of doing this for the first time. Now I'm a regular for Philly Mag just because of this particular one feature that they are able to um, increase their social media interactions. This is a very social media lingo, marketing lingo. They could increase the social media interactions because of what I did by delivering images right away while the event was going on. So that just established me as an expert of what I do for this particular client. On top of that, now there's something that we can go hour long on just this topic, but I'm going to briefly mention this. There is an option on the Zeno Instant setup portion where you can opt for a certain amount of AI editing. By what I mean by certain amount is when I did this particular event, you can just buy the package to add on AI editing so that simple edits like making the exposure uniform, taking care of blemishes, smoothing the skin, everything is being done while it uploads to the gallery. So I'm adding an extra step in that flowchart I showed you earlier. You shoot, it starts uploading through the Zeno Instant app. It gets edited on the cloud, gets added to the gallery, and the guest can access it through the QR code. And that kind of blows my mind that we can actually do that. So that again, it's another opportunity. I mean, you guys can start turning the wheels in your head that what could you do with that, right? There's the opportunity from this particular feature is endless in my opinion. So that's definitely something I've loved about this app. So I think we are almost towards the end.
Hmm.
This is another example of another live gallery from one of my clients. Um, I There's a lot more we can talk about, but I think just to be mindful, I want to answer all the other questions. There are a few questions that I can see but I haven't answered yet. There is a lot of branding opportunity in each of these galleries that you can utilize. You can also utilize collecting the leads in different manner. Like it can be a condition for access, but it can also be post-event. Um, so it's definitely an opportunity to grow on, to expand on, and honestly, there are multiple ways of utilizing it in different scenarios. But I think right now uh, I'll let Nick take the part for the giveaway and what's available right now uh, with
Sure.
the galleries. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So just to quickly go over our pricing model, we are not a subscription. You pay as you go. And right now we have a deal where if you buy the five instant galleries for 70, costs about $14 per instant gallery. So you save money in bulk. And we are also throwing in the tethering kit, the mobile tethering kit. Abhi, could you show the
Yeah.
for the camera?
So basically, the tethering kit, what it includes is the basic hardware, the main hardware that you need to make it compact, um, the base plate, the side plate, and the phone holder. They also include it all in a box like this. So it's compact and you have, I believe they cover all the different kinds of connection. I've not even explored the other ones because I only use USB-C.
Android and iPhone, we cover
Yeah,
all.
Android and iPhones are covered. And yeah, that itself, again, another um, the biggest thing is the barrier to entry is so low that you can easily experiment with this. Because I think some of you asked how much do you charge for the event? How much do you charge for prints? So, Nick, before I get into that, do you have anything else to add to that? What you were?
No, I was also before just one quick thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
yeah. Please do.
not a lot. We alongside with the mobile tethering kit, we do have a beta of the wristband. So if you don't want the mounting kit on your camera, we have the wristband where you can put in your phone, it goes on your wrist, and this will be available pretty soon. So I will keep everyone updated when this launches. And this was highly requested from photographers that didn't want to have the weight on their hands. They just wanted something on their wrist so they can easily just check it like a watch. So this is coming. And if you're curious about that, I will keep everyone updated. And of course, with Zeno Instant and the instant galleries, the more you buy, the more you save. So, if you buy 10 instant galleries, it's 100 and they get cheaper from there. So we have a lot of photographers right now buying in bulk because of this deal. So we bring this up just in the scenario where you're interested in buying. Now would be the time because we have this deal going on. So yeah, that's just a little more information of how you can get started. And if you want to talk more about the getting into these questions, Abby, feel free.
Yeah. So just want to add on to the that wrist thing. I don't have one yet, so that's why I'm pretty excited about it because you know what you can do for those who are worried about how to combine this with your regular photography. Um, let's say you're walking around, you get to the cocktail hour. This is where you're promised that you will do this Zeno Instant thing. So all you do is just pull out the wire from your pocket, connect the phone, connect the camera, and continue, and then disconnect it again when you're back to the reception or depending how you have set it up. But that makes it really easy, less interfering with your carrying setup. You can be on a holster, you can be on the spider belt as well, and you won't have an issue with that setup. And I'm pretty excited because I'm on a spider belt, so I always change the setup a little bit, but now I can use that. That would really be helpful. Now, typically, traditionally, when I was doing if I was talking about this in person, I don't reveal the pricing first. I actually take a feedback from
Yeah, yeah,
from the crowd that how it is. And since we can't do that here live, which is why I went straight into the pricing. But coming back to a lot of you have questioned about the pricing. Now, I want to give you a disclaimer. Now, pricing is a very market related question. It depends on where you're located, how you market yourself, what kind of tier of pricing you come fall in. There is no right or wrong to this. Okay. So with that being said, as you can see, in the best deal here, you can get each event for $10. Which that means that you buy 10 events that you can use Zeno Instant for. Each event can be set up in advance, which is what I recommend. At least set up a week early or something, do the testing and all that stuff. And then these galleries are available for, there's no time limit anymore, right? There's no time limit, it's available. But I do recommend that, once the event is done, you can always repack it, download everything, and, clean it up and make your usual gallery delivery how you do. But these are available at all times. Guests can access it for the entirety as long as they save the link, which I always re-emphasize during the cocktail. I tell every guest, hey, make sure you bookmark that link,
Yep.
right? So,
There's
uh,
also, just to be clear, there's also no limit on photo uploads. So there's no time limit on the gallery itself. There's
there
no
you go.
limit on the amount of photos that are uploaded. So really, we'll hold the gallery as long as you need it, and there's no size limit. So it's again, really as soon as you make the purchase, we take care of everything else for you. So there's no subscription concepts you need to worry about. You just buy what you need when you need it, and we do the rest.
And the no subscription thing blows my mind because I literally have nothing that doesn't run on a subscription right now. So which is why I really say that the barrier to entry is so low, it's ridiculous. Now, I'll be very honest, what I have done, I will actually break it down a little bit for you guys. Let's say you already have the next 5 weddings lined up. Reach out to your couples. If you have a take on who's more open to trying out new ideas, reach out to them first. Maybe to set yourself up, offer the first one for free as a complimentary add-on. You are still investing and getting return on your investment as possible marketing. Like, you're getting other people getting their eyes on your brand. Word of mouth only goes so far. By the end of the night, they forget. At least most who don't need you immediately will forget who was the photographer at last night's wedding. Next day morning, with your logo on the pictures, it's still there. They will somehow loop back to you, right? So that's why I would say that reach out to your couples, offer it for free for one or at 2 weddings. Build your sample gallery like the one I'm showing to you on the right, on the left right now. Build your sample gallery, build your marketing material based on those sample galleries. Uh, the loading image on the galleries, basically you can all set those things beforehand, and you can use their engage if you do engagement sessions, you can use engagement session pictures from the couple as the loading image as well. And that is another selling point, by the way, because couples love how it loads and they'll see themselves beforehand. um, so use them as examples and then start marketing. Pricing wise, if I'm being honest, I actually did the first one for free, which I've shown you earlier. The second one, the ones that's running right now on the left, uh, I think I said that I'm giving them 50% discount on the service because it's a new service, and I could still upsell it for $1,500. That's the equation here. Like for a $10 event, I think at that point I had bought an event for $20, and that was the return I received from that. That covered my cost for bringing an extra person on my team that day, and they could take care of this.
Right.
So, and
Oh,
again,
and before we forget, there's also a referral program. So if you're able to refer other photographers to Zeno Instant, we will reward you with instant galleries. If you refer the 5 pack, we'll give you one event, and if you refer the 10 pack of instant galleries, we'll give you two. So I'm posting the or sharing the referral program link in the chat. So you'll also have access to that. We've seen some success there already. So just some options for you, if you'd like to get started.
Yeah, just try it out, build your samples, build your portfolio. It's really ridiculously easy. And then start selling them right away. You can start selling it as an add-on. You can actually provide this as an extra incentive for new leads to book you because you are taking care of something else that was not on their mind before. So there's multiple ways of using this. For those who do school portraits and stuff like that, you can literally utilize this as well to your advantage.